Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a change, and I'm going to write something. Let's see, Arduino rules. Spell that right. Now you see I made a change. You notice this little funky looking, looks like two S's on top of each other that appeared here. What this means is I made a change. The change has not been saved. So when I hit save, it goes away. So that's something to look out for, something that's good to know. Now let's talk about the text editor. This white area here, this whole area is the text editor. And as I mentioned earlier, when you open a blank sketch with the Arduino IDE, it automatically populates this area with these two functions, setup and loop. Okay, now these loop and setup functions are absolutely necessary to have. You can't upload and compile a sketch without them. Even if you don't use the setup function, for example, it still has to be there. Now, this is the message area, and here, I could copy the message. That could come in handy. And here we have this black area too, which displays pertinent information. Let's go ahead and try to just verify this code here. Now, I got an error, and you'll notice here it says Arduino is not declared in this scope. That seems a little cryptic now, but we'll talk about that kind of stuff later. And then here in this black bar, we can see some information. And this does expand. I can drag this out and expand it. So the error is right here. And notice how it highlights the error. Now, I did this on purpose just to show you what happens when you get an error. It'll tell you that, okay, here's a problem. It'll highlight the line of code where the error is, and it'll tell you usually some kind of cryptic message, but you'll get used to this after a while, what the error was. Arduino was not declared in this scope. So we'll talk about variables and things like that later, but let's go ahead and let's correct the error. And I'm just going to comment that out with the 2 forward slashes, verify again, and done, no errors. So that's what happens if you have an error. There's another feature of the IDE I want to talk about, this little button here. And this you can use. You can create a new tab, and then you name it down here. You can rename the current tab, delete tab, or go to the previous next tab.